Not all disabilities are visible, but why is this even an issue? Hello people, I hope you're all keeping well, keeping safe and keeping your distance. My name is Ben Andrews, I'm an expert in inclusion for disabled people and this channel is dedicated to just that. If you're into this type of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. As it is International Day of Disabled People and this year's focus is raising awareness that not all disabilities are visible, I wanted to look at why the fact that some disabilities are more visible than others is even an issue. So with that being said, let's get into it. Invisible or hidden disabilities are terms used to describe disabled people that aren't instantly recognisable as disabled. There's a whole range of people who fall into this category, who face a whole range of issues because of it, from accusations of faking being disabled, ridicule and bullying for acting or operating in ways others perceive they shouldn't, to hostility and confrontation for using the very things they are entitled to use. There's been some attempts to make it easier to identify people considered invisibly disabled as a means to reduce this negative experience. These attempts have largely come in the form of objects and items that make it more obvious that people are disabled, such as cards, lanyards and more recently face coverings. While there's good intentions behind these attempts, they're not always well received by or useful for the progress of disabled people and society's understanding of disability. These objects and items can often make people feel ostracised, conscious and vulnerable. They're not really an accessibility aid and add very little to the lives of disabled people beyond appeasing the attitudes of others. And it takes the onus completely away from society to increase their awareness and understanding of disability and places full responsibility on disabled people themselves. And given that this lack of awareness and understanding is a societal issue more broadly, should sole responsibility really be on disabled people to solve this? Now, I'm not saying that these objects and items aren't useful for some, but alongside this, work needs to be done to help society take greater ownership and responsibility of their reaction and response to disability, whether visible or not. We can do this by raising awareness of the characteristics associated with various disabilities, however subtle or discreet they might be, making places and systems more accessible to enable disabled people to integrate and creating greater exposure of difference. And at the very least, before accusing, making fun of or becoming hostile, we can take a step back and try to acknowledge that not everybody will operate and interact with the world in the same way, as if, as a society, we can appreciate and value difference and diversity. Whether disabilities are invisible or not wouldn't really make any difference. Thanks for listening, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please do subscribe, like, share and comment below. I'd love to hear your experience of having an invisible disability, people's response to this, and what you think needs to happen to raise awareness that not all disabilities are visible. And on that, I hope you all keep well, keep safe, keep your distance, and until next time, take care.